What is up, guys? My name is Daniel, and in today's video, we're taking a look at the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And in comparison to the 11 Pro Max, we have jumped from a 6.5-inch display to a 6.7. We also do have a much larger resolution, which you're not really gonna notice because, to be honest, nobody's really gonna pixel peep on such a small screen. Now you're probably asking, but it's a 6.7. Well, yeah, but compared to an actual 32, 24-inch, you can actually tell the differences around those areas. And even then, sometimes it's harder. So now they've also changed the design and brought back the iPhone 5 design at a much larger scale. With that being said, it is very awkward to hold this. It's not the same fluid iPhone 11 Pro Max feel. Well, obviously you can expect that with them changing it back to the flat edges. And you would probably expect it to be heavier, but no, it's actually way lighter than the 11 Pro Max. I've held both of them. As soon as I grabbed it, it felt like a toy. Now that I'm used to it, it just feels normal. But that's about it. Moving on to the cameras, we have now a much larger sensor in the Pro Max models only. We have jumped from a 1.8 to a 1.6 aperture on the wide lens. The telephoto, I think, has changed from a 55mm to an 88mm. The wide has stayed about the same. Only biggest differences, I think, is that we have a larger sensor, which means you can capture more detail, and as well as the larger lenses to go along with that and to help it capture the best image possible. So we also do have 10-bit Hdr video, and you're probably saying, well, that obviously should be better than 1080p. Well, yes and no. It's gonna be the same quality, only difference is that you're gonna get to play with more colors. And as for the HDR version, you're only gonna get colors to pop brighter in darker situations. So now that shooting in that mode does drain your battery very quick. Your phone gets super hot, so I would be careful with that. As for the 12 megapixels, has stayed about the same. So you're still gonna get that. You're gonna get very good low light performance with that, as well as the HDR popping those colors out and being able to play with more colors in editing. So now taking a look at the storage, which is gonna be jumping from 64 to 128, which that is big major difference. But when you take into account of your, system updates and everything else, the software that needs to be installed comes about 12-15 gigabytes in total, maybe even more. So you're not really getting the full 128 or the full 64. You're getting about 50 and then on the 12, you're getting about 110. That's what I've came to figure out. I'm gonna check my storages because I'm kind of like wondering. Now I did like that they added more storage just because this is a photographer and a videographer, so you're gonna need more space to shoot video and to shoot photos. So that was very kind of Apple to do, which, to be honest, it should have done that with the 11 Pro in general already. Now, also, this phone is more expensive, so that's another thing you might want to look at because you also do get less, even though it's more expensive, which doesn't make sense at all. You have a smaller box, which means you don't get the brick. You don't get the ear pods, which you should have, but Apple's trying to reduce their carbon emissions by 2030. Let's see how that ends up. But with the 11, you get that fast brick, and you also get the AirPods if you don't have AirPods, AirPods Pro, and all that kind of stuff. So that's a nice thing with the 11. But in comparison, you do get less storage, but more things. And with the iPhone 12, you get more storage but less things. So it's kind of a balance, and you'll figure it out and you'll be like, okay, I can do this or I can do that. Now, one of the biggest differences as well was the adding of 5G. Now, to be honest with you, I have not noticed a difference at all between the 4G LTE and the 5G. It's been about the same to me, and that's kind of sad. Now, I am on T-Mobile, so that might be a reason why it's different, and maybe Verizon's is faster, just because, again, at the keynote, they basically partnered up. So usually when things like that go down and they partner up, I feel like they have the upper hand in those situations as for 5G. So if you're with T-Mobile, the only way I noticed a difference was upgrading my plan, which is $15 more a month, and you get double the speeds, and I think that's just double the speeds in general. And it's a pretty good plan, $15 more. So I could only notice a difference then and there only. So, but you do get the 5G for free on T-Mobile. So there's that. So I think I've gone over everything about the differences between these two phones. And in my conclusion of myself experiencing both phones, it's not really worth it. Obviously, you can take all those factors and make your own decision to see, oh, should I get this or should I not? Those are going to be the major differences. Ask yourself, is it worth it? Personally, I would say no for a regular person. Now, you're a photographer, videographer that only shoots on iPhone, go for it. Buy it. It's going to be worth it. So yeah, that was a video today. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.